All right, Shalom. I want to give all praises, glory, and honor to Yahweh, Ba'asham, Yahweh Shai, Ba'asham, Rachak Gadash. Double honor to the apostles and the elders of Great Millstone who well and who teach well. Much peace and mercy to the hopeful elect. You brothers and you sisters, wholeheartedly waiting upon the Lord Yahweh to send his only begotten Son, Yahweh Shai, to deliver us from this captivity. To you I say Shalom. This video is going to be entitled, The Modern Day Westernized Woman is Filthy. The modern day Westernized woman is filthy. And this goes to a video that one of the brothers posted in the group chat. The title of the video is, I'm going to let you title the video, right? By Endure These Last Days 4. And basically there's a compilation of so-called black women and some other women. And basically, it's just madness. I'll post the link in the description. There's a lot of madness in the video. But one of the main things that was spoken and discussed in this video was the fact that these women are noticing bleach stains in their colored undergarments, and they're not using bleach to clean their clothes. So they're seeing stains that resemble bleach stains within their undergarments, within their underwear, and they're not using bleach to clean their garments. So what is this saying, right? So if you have any understanding, you would know that obviously there's something wrong, right? The pH balance, there's a pH balance that women are naturally supposed to have down there. It's an ecosystem, it's a biome. So if it's off, what's going to happen is going to cause different type of viruses, infections, right? UTIs, etc. And things of that nature. And then you have to understand that the Westernized diet is shitty. You see, most of these people, especially women, they don't cook. So what does that mean? They're not eating whole foods. They're not eating fruits and vegetables. They're not eating proteins, right? Home cooked meals. They're going to McDonald's. They're going to Wendy's, Dave's Hot Chicken, right? And then you have the group who may eat certain things, and they may eat, decent. I say, because all they eat is restaurant. They got niggas that'll take them out to eat, every other day of the week or whatever. So they eat restaurant food often. However, that diet is not healthy, because they cook in a lot of oils, heavy butter and things like that. So the natural, the diet of the Westernized American is shitty, especially for the woman. A lot of these women DoorDash their food. They're not. And when they do DoorDash, it's Coney Island, Popeyes, Pizza Hut, not even Pizza Hut, Little Caesars. So what is that saying? That's saying the diet is if your diet is bad, what do you think is going to happen to your body? You're in a heavily acidic. You're not alkaline. Your pH is off balance. So I'm gonna grab a scripture here. Now this is something that the apostles is going into at camp this past Saturday. I'm going to clarify. This is mainly speaking of Israel. This is speaking of the northern and southern kingdom. Us being kicked out the land, and us ultimately forsaking the Lord. But on a carnal side, this is an actual thing. This is Jeremiah 3:1. They say if a man put away his wife and go and she go from him and become another man's, shall he return unto her again? Shall not that land be greatly polluted? But thou hast played the harlot with many lovers, yet return again unto me, saith the Lord. So a lot of these women, not only are their diets terrible, and goodness gracious, what's going on? Not only are their diets terrible, but they also lay with multiple men. So not only are your organs malnourished, right? Your body is malnourished. You're not receiving enough nutrients. You're not receiving enough, antioxidants, amino acids, etc. But you're also hopping from man to man. So that throws off the pH. You see? So if you have one dude take you out, you hump on him, right, on a Monday, and then on Thursday you let another new dude take you out, you hump on him. That's two different dudes in 1 week, two different seeds in 1 week. The scriptures talk about the mixing of seeds. You're not supposed to sow diverse seeds, right? So now that is affecting the pH balance of these women as well. So all of these things add up. Ultimately we're all defiled, we're all unclean. However, through the spirit and power of Yahweh Shem Yahushua and through faith, we are made clean, we are made holy. So, keeping the laws to the best of our ability, we are taught and told to be separated from the ideals of the Western mindset. But this like I was watching this video, man, it's just appalling, man. It's disgusting, So, and let's say, okay, well, if you use condoms or protection or whatever, then it shouldn't be a problem. Because there was a woman that came on the podcast and basically said that, if a man, if you have sex with a condom, then it doesn't count as a body because you're protected. And the dude said, okay, well, if your man decides to go out and do his thing, and as long as he uses a condom, it's okay because it doesn't count. That completely shut that shit down. You see, so they're delusional, man. They're not gonna get it. Yahweh Shem Yahushua, it says that they have been deprived from wisdom. If they truly, let's grab that, had some type of understanding, then they would repent and well, I'm mainly talking about the Israelite woman because heathen women, it doesn't really matter about them. But this is Job chapter 39 and verse 17. Because the Most High hath deprived her of wisdom, neither have he imparted to her understanding. So a lot of these women don't even know that their bodies are screaming, but they use these different antidepressants, these different antibiotics, and things like that to try to rebalance out their pH balance. And a lot of the times, majority of the times, Esau's medication does not work. You see, it's it'll get rid of the symptoms. You might not be itching or you might not be burning. However, the problem is still there. So he'll get rid of the symptom, but he does not get rid of the actual problem. So a lot of these women, they're all, oh yeah, no girl, it's right. There's nothing wrong. It's normal. It's not normal, man. It's not. That's just what it is. Your body is that acidic that your discharge is changing the color of your underwear. So what does that mean? You have to change your diet. You have to change your lifestyle so that when, and it takes time. It's not going to happen overnight. Esau Edom has, with his the medical industry, he has it to where people run to him whenever a problem occurs because they think that it can just fix the problem, instantly. And it doesn't. Salakia. You got to go to the herbs, the bitter herbs. You know, you got to do your research. Find what bitter herbs rebalances the pH. You know, but the women they're not gonna do it. They're not gonna do it. They're just gonna run to their doctor, get a prescription, and, you know, call it a day. You know, but this is for, you know, the house of David. This is the world we live in. That's why Micah, the 2nd chapter, it says what it says, man. Micah chapter 2 and verse 10, arise ye and depart, for this is not your rest, because it is polluted. Everything is polluted, man. The food is polluted, the water is polluted, the air is polluted, the women are polluted. You know, it shall destroy you, even with a sore destruction. So if you are involved and engulfed within this place, it is going to destroy you, man. You know, that's why, another thing too, Paul said it. He said it's good for a man not to touch a woman. You know, because it comes with problems. It comes with trouble in the flesh. You know, you gotta think about it, man. You trying to deal with a woman, you know what I'm saying? And there's that odor. Or you deal with a woman, and, you know, you go to her house and you see how she living, and it's just fucked up. It's a damn tornado came and you know, ripped through that motherfucker. But, you know, with all that said and done, this is Babylon. You know, the mother of all harlots. This is what Esau has created on this earth. You know, and then people, they don't have understanding. So what? They run to Esau for answers, and Esau gives them the same answers. Oh no, that's fine. Oh no, you're good. Oh no, that's normal. No, it's not. It has never been. We are living in a completely different you know, world, with the Western world. But when you go back to the East is about the herbs, bitter herbs. You know, like I said earlier, the whole foods. And a lot of you know, people over there in the East, they grow their own vegetation, potatoes, tomatoes, the oregano, parsleys, and all the different things like that. You know, they got farms. You know, for the most part, they might have cattle, some goats, chickens. You know, we don't have that over here. We go to supermarkets, Myers, Walmarts, you know, Kroger's, things like that. You know, and then you got your little smaller grocery stores. You know, but this is the world that we live in Babylon the Great, where everything is messed up, everything is fucked up. That's why it talks about. Let's grab one more. Let's grab this is Isaiah chapter 24 and verse 5. The earth also is defiled under the inhabitants thereof, because they have transgressed the laws, changed the ordinance, broken the everlasting covenant. So, you know, we transgressed against the Heavenly Father, and now Esau's in power. You telling me you think he's not transgressing? He's to the T. He is transgressing. You know, he's changing everything. He's changing the times, the laws. You know, but then they claim to be Bible, you know, Bible believing. It says, therefore hath the curse defiled the earth, and they that dwell therein are desolate. Therefore the inhabitants of the earth are burned, and few men are left. So that's the western part of the earth. America is going to be ultimately destroyed, man. Why? Because it's fucking filthy over here. Everything is defiled. Everything is fucked up. You know, the birds and the animals don't even act the same, man. So, like I just wanted to bring that out real fast. I don't want to make this too long. I'm gonna end it there. Just grabbed a few scriptures and going into it. So, you know, if you are a woman that's dealing with, you know, a woman that's dealing with certain things, you know, you have to do your research. You know, go to the prophets. The prophets are here to help. You know, the scriptures talk about feeding the sheep. You know, yes, we feed the sheep with the word. We teach, we break the scriptures down. However, there are brothers out there who know about the herbs, who know about you know, medicinal tonics and things like that will lead you to you know, having a healthier life as we patiently wait for Yahweh Shai to return. You know, the scriptures talk about let's grab that a minute there. Sound body. Let's see. It's been a minute. Yeah. Proverbs, Sirach 30 and 14. Better is the poor, being sound and strong of constitution, than a rich. That's not it. Okay, verse 16. Yeah. I'm actually read that. I'm gonna read down. Better is the poor, being sound and strong of constitution, than a rich man that is afflicted in his body. You see, because it's good to have a good moral compass. You know, even if you broke, you know, you ain't out here stealing, you ain't out here being a damn demon, you know, but because you got good morals. You know what I'm saying? What then a rich man that is afflicted in his body? Yeah, you got all this money, but your health is deteriorating. You know, a lot of these Edomites, these high up elites, they're doing different plant transplants, you know, heart transplants, lungs, kidneys, livers, just so that they can continue to live because their body is decaying, right? Verse 15, health and good estate of body are above all gold, and a strong body above infinite wealth. You see? So when you're in a good, healthy estate, it is far better than gold, man. You know, gold, you look at it, it's nice, you know, it's appealing to the eyes, and you know, all these different things like that. But when you're looking at, let's see, when you're looking at different things as far as how people conduct themselves on the earth, they'll treasure, you know, money and wealth and things like that over a healthy body. You know, a nigga had a motherfucking the plugs in his nose, you know, when you go to the hospital, the ventilators, you know, in a wheelchair at the motherfucking casino playing craps or trying to, you know, blackjack because they're trying to come up on some money instead of spending time trying to heal your body. You know, people priorities are messed up on this earth. Slot. That's why we need the Lord. That's why the scriptures talk about the whole creature hasteneth, or what's that? Romans 8. Let's see. Romans 8 and 19. For the earnest expectation of the creature waited for the manifestation of the sons of the Most High. Because once the Lord set up the righteous order on the earth, what's going to happen? You're going to have everything back established. Health is going to be prime. Health is going to be superior in the kingdom of heaven. You know, even for you heathen, you're going to have a very healthy life. You know, you're going to be eating of you know, you're going to have the dietary law. You know, we're going to teach you. So it says, verse 16, there is no, Sirach 30 and 16, there is no riches above a sound body, and no joy above the joy of the heart. You see, so a lot of people on the earth, everybody on the earth is dealing with some type of pain, right? Illness, etc. That's on this earth. Why? Because the earth is also mourning. The earth is also sick. It does not yield forth its full increase. Why? Because of no land Sabbath and things of that nature, right? I read it. The law is being transgressed. So I'm going to end it there. I pray this is edifying and faith boosting. I want to give all praises again to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai Ba'Shem, Shalom.